So Brad put together this GoTrax for us, and now we are going to see if we have the right cables to make this a dual battery setup. We have the electric all-wheel dual battery kit.
Electric all-wheel, they have every cable end, every connector, every adapter that you need to
Get
make
it
it work.
done.
Yeah.
Appreciate you saying
Yeah.
that. We're trying anyway.
All right. Yeah. And they're
Okay.
trying every day to keep you out of it too, so it's like always a
Yeah.
cat-mouse game to keep up with.
All right.
Yeah.
First time. I appreciate you doing this. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Cool. First thing you want to get it racked up. Work on it. That's so we got it in the stand. Just gonna open it up so we can access the battery, the controller, and everything. This bike is down this part of the frame here. The battery's up in the top half. So you want to split it. And I have a strap that I use to do so. Put it onto the bike up here. It's just hold it folded open so you can work on it without it pinching your fingers. So let's put that on there. And I'll keep it open. And fold it a little bit more like this. There we go. So they can access. You got your battery on this side. This plate here with these 5 screws covers the controller compartment. So take those out. Come here, little guy. These are tiny little screws. Let's see the.
I will never answer how many of these I've lost.
Yeah, these are even on the short side of normal. So once you get that out of the way, you can see the controller down in there.
Okay.
It's nice. On this bike, actually, they have some foam in here that holds the controller in place, which is nice. A lot of times it's just jammed down in there. So just want to be gentle pulling that controller up out of there.
So maybe the motor cable.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some slack in it to access that.
Yeah. Good length.
Yeah. Snip your zip ties. And loose here. I'm gonna disconnect the motor cable. Yeah.
Okay. Well, GoTrax has an external connector for the cable housing that runs up to the handlebars, and it's not within the controller compartment.
So you can snip this little zip tie, get a little slack out of that cable. I guess we can unplug it to get everything up out of the way.
All right, what are the specs on that thing? 18, so you only need a 20 amp balancer. Yeah. Low voltage 40.3, 48 volt, perfect. Rated 7, so that's continuous. And then 18 amp max current.
So we got the right balancer for it. Check our connector.
See, these are the ones we have for the Rad Rover 6. Okay.
Yeah, so we got the right connectors. We can pop it in there with the right adapters to work on this guy. So we're going to externally mount the balancer. So I'm going to feed these wires up through the factory hole. Sometimes this is difficult, but in this one we have plenty of room to run extra wires up in there. So this one here plugs into the factory battery plate. So make sure it lines up. Plug it all the way in. You got your other one that goes to the controller. That'll be coming from your secondary battery. And just kind of finesse the wires around so it finds its way through. Plug that one into your controller. Line up the arrows. Make sure the seat's all the way down. And I like to pull the slack all the way through and get it out of the way, because there's not a lot of room in these frames for the controller where they live down inside here. Pull your motor cable and the display wire and everything as you tuck that guy back in there. Make sure nothing's...
Gently.
Yeah. Yeah, these wires are very thin, and some of these little wires have like 9, 10, 11, 12 wires in them. So they're very, very thin wires, and they can get broken pretty easily. So looks like we got clearance area we need. I'm going to put that piece of foam back in to prevent that from rattling. Let's see what I'm doing there. There we go. So, before I screw that all back together, though, I'm going to make sure that all my wire lengths are good and everything reaches where it needs to before I button it all up. And see. I was kind of worried about that one is a little short.
I think it's... So you're having length issues returning, right?
Yeah.
So I would imagine... What do you think's wrong? Wrapped around the two cables?
Yeah, it just needs to sort the wires out, because they cut all this stuff. Everything's exact length, and if it's not the way it was designed, it's not routed exactly the way it wraps around a wire to eat up that length. And
this is why you don't put the plate back on.
Right. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. So shuffle the wires around, get the little finesse. And make sure your arrows line up. Make sure your arrows line up and plug it together. You got a little mounting point to put your wires up to there. And everything else is down here. Just tidy up your wiring. Controller. Go. Route these up through here. We're going to be putting the balancer right there behind the seat post.
Using the bike case Beetle bag. It never knew its true purpose.
Yeah. Cool. Well, looks good for now. We're going to come back and zip tie those up once everything's mounted. This in, put our little anti-rattle foam in there. Around your controller. screws. These you want to put them in just a couple of turns until you get them all in and lined up. You don't want to tighten them down right off the get-go. Alright, now we can mount our balancer. So, get the balancer itself.
You may need one extension cable, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So we're going to be using this bag here, tucked in right behind the seat post. It's going to live right down in here in this area with the balancer.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be on either side. You got the double zipper on either side you want to have it on. Mount this guy in here. Just kind of loosely mounting everything, just kind of get a feel for where it's going to lay out best and what the best option will be. Seems like it'll be good in here.
Not over the Tarpon Tom sticker.
I know.
Come on, man.
We'll have to
That's
put a
the
new one on it.
best thing.
Or another one. Nothing wrong with too many Tarpon Tom stickers on it. So, got all your connectors out the side there. We got our two wires coming up out of the controller. And then I guess the next thing we want to do is we'll mount the battery onto the secondary battery so we can join everything together and then tuck the excess wire up into the bag.
All right. Do you test one battery at a time? Do you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would try it first just with both, batteries disconnected. Try one, then the other. Make sure everything's working properly. When you strap these on, you always want to go under the cabling and the wires. You never want to smash those or pinch them up under the strap. Down there. You go right behind this last cable boss and before the key. It's a nice little gap between there to run your strap to mount the battery.
So I didn't bring them, but we do have the straps to, if you're feeling like you want something more, take it over the center for this thing.
There's nothing wrong with putting one more strap over there just to hold it all solid and tight. But it mounts right on pretty much any bike on the down tube or seat tube or wherever you have room for it.
Bike case, bottle cage, strap adapters. Thing about these is when you put them in, you need to make sure you switch out the screw heads so that the battery will slide over the plate. So what you get with these strap adapters, you need to replace that. It's been a constant in all the videos. And we put this hard rock damn battery back on. Tell no one that I dropped it.
It's okay.
It is not.
It makes it stronger.
It made me panic.
What doesn't kill it makes it stronger. So this is your output of the secondary battery. All your connections are going to be on the non-drive side on the left side over here. And really that's too tight to make a connection there. So I would use one extension cable. Like this guy. And this way you can, what I'll probably do is I'll mount this up here, put a zip tie or something so you always have your connector close to this. So if you want to take this off, unplug it, leave it at home, you don't need to take it with you. But your connector is always right there to connect up the new battery.
So I get a lot of comments that I get for this is that the battery gets in the way. And I think like how much are people really using the step through feature in like the low crossover mode?
I would say it all depends, but in my experience, it is most
Okay.
people want that step through, and I mean,
Advantage of being tall. I never have to think about it
worry
really.
about that. Yeah. So have it all connected. Have the new uh, the second battery hooked up. The two wires coming from the controller. Once you get this all connected, they only plug in one way. It's an easy install that way. What I'm gonna do now is I will mount this. So it'll be up here. Seems like it'd be a good spot. And now your excess wires.
Excess cable goes in and you bring them in at the closest point. Okay.
All right.
So when you tie them together, you make sure all that slack is up and out.
I think we're to a good test point. So right now, the bike's battery is disconnected from the bike, but this one is connected to the balancer going to the bike. So if everything's right, turn the power switch on, hold the power switch over here, it fires right up.
Excellent.
And it's like the great Zoltan of the movie Big. It's unplugged but still working.
Amazing. Do you think these are like you have to put them in? Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. Put them in PAS 1.
should. There you
Beautiful.
go. So to test the other connection, make sure that's all set up right. Turn the bike back off. You turn this battery off. You can connect your bike up. That, lock it in place. Make sure the key is on. This battery is turned off, so it's not part of the equation right now. You hold this down, fires up. So now you know both batteries are connected, or wired properly, I should say. They're not connected at the moment until you turn the other battery on. Oh, there we plugged in.
I just wanted to make sure.
Now it's running on both batteries.
I appreciate it, my man. Looks good.
Cool. And let's
What do
go
you
through,
think?
tidy up the wiring, tie the stuff up because you don't want anything rubbing on your chain. You know, this is a little bit close to the chain over here. Just kind of massage it till it's, gonna be reliable.
And then I know. What do you think about that battery placement? What's your opinion?
I don't mind it. I mean, older people less flexibility and stuff like that, they need to step through. It's arguably in the way, but I don't think it's still get a little room past your foot through here.
My foot would
So it's
never
not
fit.
bad. Yeah. Yeah.
So if anybody's interested, you can do the old way. Keep in mind the cable excess in the controller housing, but you can attach the handy, trusty 48-volt 10 amp hour battery that you've seen us use in a lot of these videos. Brad, this is the first one on camera. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Tarpon Toms, folks, there's a reason why I'm here, and I really like what they do. GoTrax, which model is this? R2? GoTrax R2 with the cable switch up, but we have them and it works. Brand new.